In this lesson, we'll focus on the essential question: how can physical features cause conflict and cooperation? By the end of this lesson, you should be able to complete this I can statement. I can make judgments on the impact a dam has on two communities. The first thing we need to do is review the river anatomy. At the very top, we have our river source. The source of the river usually comes from mountain snow. We also have these little veins, as I like to call them, that lead into the big body of the river. These little streams are called tributaries. Our river channel is what we normally would draw as like an S shape, but don't be confused. River channels come in all shapes and all sizes. Along the river and the land, we have our river banks, where you find animals, vegetation, and people living. And finally, we have the mouth of the river. It's also called the river delta. The mouth of the river feeds all the water into a larger body of water, like an ocean or a lake. It's also important for you to remind yourself about the importance of dams. To do this, on the Smart File, please take a few moments by watching this video. To watch the video, you just need to click on the play button and the 7-minute video will start playing. Now that you have watched the video at your own pace, let's review the 5 major concepts of the video. First, dams are used to control the flow of water. Dams are used to control flooding. Dams are used for irrigation. Dams are used for hydroelectricity. And dams bring water to dry places. Let's apply our knowledge of dams to a scenario. Let's look at the conditions of this site. Farmer Brown is located at the uplands of a river. Mrs. Jones owns property in the midstream area, and Fisherman Wilson operates near the mouth of the stream. Let's think for a minute on why each one of these people would settle in the place that they did. Why would Farmer Brown like to settle near a river? Think about that. What advantage is it for him to be close to this water source? If you're thinking about irrigating his crops, and you're correct, Farmer Brown's farm is located on the upland of the river for irrigation. Mrs. Jones, we're not too sure why she would operate in the midstream area. Maybe she's concerned about flooding, or maybe she just likes to look at the animal life around there. We're not sure yet. You guys should understand why Fisherman Wilson would operate near the mouth of the stream. Since all the fish would go down the river downstream into the mouth, Fisherman Wilson will find lots of fish there to make his business very profitable. Now we have some more information. And this time we have information about Mrs. Jones. She decides to build a lumber mill on her property. So we'll take out her house, put up her lumber mill. Your task is to determine how will this affect Farmer Brown and Fisherman Wilson. Since she has a lumber mill, then you know a dam has to be built across, so she can control water to bring it to her lumber mill to run her mill. So your job, your scenario, is to describe the impact of Mrs. Jones building a lumber mill on her property on each community. The first thing I want you to do is to go ahead and copy down this chart. Once you've copied down the chart, what I need you to complete is to explain the types of conflict that will occur for Farmer Brown, Fisherman Wilson, and Mrs. Jones herself, and then give suggestions on how all 3 groups can cooperate together. This will demonstrate that you understand the impact a physical feature like a dam could have on a community. Good luck!